I wanted to make a video about a game. I already technically have done like 4 videos about this game, and there's already 2 fantastic videos about this game, one scripted, one unscripted, on other channels. I highly recommend them, but they're a little out of date, and I wanted to do one of my own. So who wants a scripted video about the Coin Game? The Coin Game is made by Devoted Media, which is to say, one guy and his wife. They've been making Unity assets for a few years now, and they use them to make mostly driving games and to turn a profit by selling them on the Unity marketplace. The Coin Game is not a driving game, not necessarily, but instead an arcade simulator. A shockingly feature-complete arcade simulator. At the moment, the game is in early access and only available in birthday mode, but a survival mode is coming in a later update. You begin the game just outside of Larry's Arcade, and upon stepping in, are greeted by a cacophony of robot children shouting at you. Despite picking a human boy or human girl in the game's opening, there are no other humans anywhere in the Coin Game. The rest of the game's NPCs are oblong robots, reminiscent of the robot cop that responded to a threat by humming a tune and dumping itself in a fountain. And if that factoid fills you with rage and upset about your current predicament, you can always shove them around, you can pick them up, stick them in places they weren't meant to be, shoot rubber bands at them, and you really don't have to worry about them getting in your way when you're playing the multitude of arcade games. At least not at Larry's Arcade. The arcade games are really the meat and potatoes of the Coin Game. Larry's is a smaller arcade akin to a pared down Dave & Buster's, a veritable array of the likes of coin pushers, ball droppers, box stackers, skee ball, big bass wheels, and crane games. They're all ready to take your allowance money like they're paid to do it or something. Of the games on offer, none really pay out quite like Mega Drop. Pre-patch. Kevin actually nerfed the value of most of the jackpots so that each game pays out about 500, 2,000 or so on very rare occasions. Whereas originally Mega Drop offered in between 1,000 and 2,000 tickets when you sunk the regular jackpot, which was relatively easy to do. Now your best bet's either claw machine, as the green rolls of tickets or the green orbs. No, not that green orbs. Stop that. Thank you. Are worth 500 tickets apiece, meaning you can reliably obtain 2,000 tickets per dollar once you get a feel for the skewed perspective. I haven't. If you're ready to take a break from the arcade action, then head into the VIP room and get ready for a concert you won't believe. Teddy and the Ticket Eaters are an unbelievably cliche, shoddy animatronic jamboree ready to play a variety of chintzy middies for your enjoyment while you stuff your stupid face with Doritos and cola. And while there, why not take a break to give this money blower thingy box that's actually its name. You can reliably earn at least $50 from this thing, though this is only in birthday mode. Survival mode will rely on other means to make money. How about we take this outside and check out the other locales? The world of the Coin Game is plunged in eternal twilight, and it gets me oddly nostalgic for an era I never got to live. The quiet night, the distant sounds of traffic, the lo-fi music kind of hanging in the air. For some reason, it just reminds me of the time I used to spend at friends' houses overnight back in middle and high school. The thought of just grabbing a bunch of money and bolting to the local arcade, that was something we always dreamed of. I think everyone did at some point. And the Coin Game lets you live that fantasy out with your trusty golf cart. Stick your debit card in the reader for some reason and let's hit the road. Larry's Gas and Go is the first stop on our travels, where you can not only gas up the cart, but you can also pick up some snacks and hello, what do we have here? Scratch-off tickets. My dad always had an affinity for these things, but that didn't really make its way down the family chain. I've got some money, I'd rather just keep what I have until I earn more money. I'd rather not risk... Oh, holy shit. Hold on to your loser tickets, though. We have a way to profit off of garbage even if we lose. Home sweet home. Here we can feed our fish as well as our swan goose. Swan goose is a thing. We can check out the Coin Girl's life achievements, watch our big projector grandma TV, my favorite show, White. And apparently this game is set in the future. In the garage is where I keep most of my winnings from a long night's gaming, as well as my Push to Survive plaque? We're just going to ignore that and soldier on, how about it? We need some money, and fast. Technically not, but technically yes. The fastest, legitimate way to make a quick buck is to run some newspapers. 12 houses in Islandville. Need a paper delivery, and I'm the girl for the job. Use the stack of papers to roll them up, stick them in the back of your golf cart where they just kind of magnetically stick, and hit the trail. Okay, so the golf cart's acting up. I'm just going to respawn it and hope for the best. It's otherwise impossible to control this thing. This is an early access title, so keep that in mind. Our adventures take us past the Islandville beach, where Frankie is selling totally legit, legal quality discount fireworks. I always thought he said lethal quality fireworks. They are not that, apparently. I mean, if he has to remind you that they're legal, then they've gotta be the real deal. They're mostly just your basic Unity particle system with some self-illume. They're way less capable carnage than I hoped for, but they're still kind of nice. They are expensive, though. But this does clue us into some more about the Coin Girl. She's 18. Maybe. I don't actually think Frankie checked my ID. Huh, whatever. I'm nearing the end of the paper trail, so let's check out Barry's pawn shop. Here we can toss whatever we want into the recycler and turn it into cold, hard cash. Dump your excess newspapers and used up scratch-offs and get 50 cents for each. This is a quick way to stretch your dollar, and I'm sure it will become very important to survival mode in the near future. You can even turn your prizes back into cash, but it's never actually worth it, because you always spend way more at the arcade to get the prize than what the prize is actually worth. Remember how whenever you go to like Wilderness Falls or anything, and they had the Wii with Super Smash Bros. Brawl for like 350,000 tickets, and you're like, man, someday. Yeah, that day never happened because you spent $200 and you still were not even 10% of the way there. It's the coin game nails that perfectly. The trick with the newspapers, you just gotta grab the back and finagle it into the mail. Alright, there we go. All the papers delivered. We get an extra few bucks as a bonus. We're not going to take them back to Larry's. Not yet. There's actually 2 more arcades to check out. Let's take the bus to the next one, why don't we? In real life, I don't like the bus. But in the coin game, I like the bus. It's quiet. It kind of gives you a place to think. And it kind of, just the darkness surrounding the bus just feels perfect, nostalgic, nice and moody. I can't explain it. I've never snuck out of the house. There's only been a couple of times I've come through the door after midnight, and most of them because I was working at Kmart and our hours were stupid. But there's still something alluring and just about being out this late for some weird reason. The Pier was the second arcade added to the game. A traveling fair loaded with all sorts of unfair, rigged-as-shit carnival games to take your money, as well as plenty of rides you can buy way too many passes for, an overpriced lemonade, and slightly more reasonably priced elephant ears. Even though they're the same price, $4 for a lemonade seems a little excessive. $4 for some fried dough? Yeah, that's fine, I think. This one gives me strong sandwich fair vibes, but because none of the games offer tickets and the prize points you earn don't stick with you, they're dependent on the game, you're entirely at the mercy of the game's prize selection, which isn't often all that fantastic. How about we check out the latest arcade? Let's take the limo. Rich Uncle Phil not only invented every single robot in this game, a fact that just blows my frickin' mind. He's my uncle. He builds all these robots. I'm stuck on this island with all these robots. What's going on? But also, he has the money to give us a limo. The other kids take a ride when we hit an arcade, but anywhere else, it's just us and the Great Scott. Okay. UFO Arcade is the biggest arcade in the game at the moment, loaded with sci-fi goodies, and that's about it. The games here are typically more expensive than those at Larry's, barring Popcorn Pete's Coin Pusher here and the prize locker game at Larry's. That one's crazy expensive. Popcorn Pete's the only game here that's worth $1, to my knowledge. I think most of them are worth $2. I could be wrong though, and that could change. Dunko at Larry's and Popcorn Pete are both card-based coin pushers like the Willy Wonka and SpongeBob Coin Pushers IRL respectively. I actually keep a Gene Wilder card from the Wonka Coin Pusher in my wallet for luck. It hasn't worked. In Dunko, you light up the Dunko letters, spin a wheel, occasionally get one of 5 cards, and if you get them all, you get a Dunko the Duck plush worth $52 at the local pawn shop. Popcorn Pete, though, is all about sinking your limited coins into the bonus slot as often as possible to drop one of 8 types of popcorn cards into the pusher. The pusher itself is more or less tangential to the crux of this game. This is all about the bonus wheel. How much is Popcorn Pete worth? No clue. Probably a decent amount. Not much though. I spent like $60 in this game trying to get Connie the Colonel and it never happened. Every other game is, again, at least $2 here, but don't really offer up a lot of tickets. It's more about the theming. Butterfly Catcher, okay, bad example, but Down-a-Bot, no. Whack-a-Bot, Okay, yeah, it's more or less just Typhoon, kind of, this black hole game, and the skee ball that hits the theming just right, and even then, Larry's gets you more tickets on average. But UFO has one thing Larry's doesn't, other than Mario Power Stars and hoverboards. Okay, two things, actually. Laser tag, go-karts, also that thing. Three things. Okay, both go-karts and laser tag are single player because the coin game doesn't currently support any multiplayer. Not sure if it will or not, that's up to Kevin. Laser tag is 4v4 against some bots, and with your limited ammo, you have to hit their aprons to score points and not waste your shots. You have one distinct advantage though. You can jump! It's over, robots. I have the high ground. Go-kart. They look like a normal race, but it's more or less just a time trial with some bots to get in your way. Get good at cornering, don't jump the barrier, and you can earn a first, second, or third place trophy. Both games cost several dollars, but both offer up decent prizes or loads of tickets. I got over 1,000 from laser tag, and that's quite a lot for the current release of the game. But still, Mega Drop used to offer a whole lot more for your buck, especially given the fact that laser tag only works out to be like 200 tickets a dollar, and the crane game can potentially do 10 times the heavy lifting once you get good at it. And from there, you kind of just repeat the process. Scrounge around for loose change, discard a lot of tickets, junk, sell the junk during your paper route, use that junk to get your arcade tickets flowing, and trade that in for prizes. One thing I'm not particularly fond of, though, is that prizes are more or less just static meshes I can waggle around HL2 physics style. I was hoping to be able to equip items like the baseball bat, the inflatable hammer, that sort of stuff, but you can't. You're just stuck with your debit card, a flashlight with a useless bash animation, and a rubber band gun that fires useless rubber bands. I mean, maybe it fires a real bullet every 1 in 1,000 shots, or... No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. There is no purpose. It's fun, but it doesn't have a purpose. All this said, the coin game is fun. Many of these games are even more blatant scams in real life, so being able just to toss some virtual dosh at some games I've missed out on is really satisfying. And the game's currently just $9. The price is expected to raise with future updates, but if I had to guess, it's probably not going to go beyond $10 to $15 USD. If you own a Windows machine and are looking for a great time with a virtual arcade, this game's got it all. Loving recreations of classic ticket redemption games, vaguely terrifying lore implications, overpriced carnival games dead set on ripping you off, Rasta banana, a goose, and it's all in early access. There's some occasional crust, but it has not hurt my opinion of the game just yet. The coin game is a lovely callback to days gone by, where the world in your head was nothing more than 20 bucks in quarters, the promise of cake and pizza, and hours of your life not quite wasted on the prowl for tickets. I cannot recommend this game enough for what it's worth and what it accomplishes. Thank you, Devoted Media. This is a good game. It's good. It's freaking good, dude. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, I'd recommend subscribing. Patreon and social media links are in the description.